Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, Sonic Love. So in today's video, we're going to be checking out a lovely cheap little handheld that I seen on AliExpress. I do like to get these little cheap handhelds just to see whether it is a hit or a miss. This is the NX35. I did review the very first version of this. You'll have to hunt through the videos on the channel just to see what a comparison, really, as I don't have the handheld anymore that I originally had. So that's a shame. But in all honesty, it was an absolute pile of shit, and I wasn't very happy with it. It was poor. So it'll be interesting to see what this 2022 version is like. So yeah, let's check to see whether this is a hidden gem or an absolute complete disaster. So one thing you've got to remember when buying cheap handhelds, your expectations have to be incredibly low. It says that it supports 6 emulators: NES, Super Famicom, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Mega Drive and MAME. So there's no Game Boy or anything on there. I'm not too sure whether they will be incorporated with the Game Boy Color games. Normally that can happen with the cheaper handhelds. But one thing I will say, I do remember the box, and the box was not as good as this. This seems to be a quite nice change. It does actually feel a little bit more premium. So play the game, music, see the video, and have ebooks on there. Fantastic. I'm excited already. So as you can see, it has a 3.5 inch screen. It's not going to be OCA laminated at all. It's going to be a TF screen as well. 800 milliamp hour battery, charging cable, earphones, TF card. So you can add games to this, so I will leave this in a stationary position just so you could see it if you want to see boasting these incredible specs. That is what the system looks like. I went with the black version, but this does have a switch analog style stick, and I do like, for fighting games anyway, hopefully the emulation is a lot better than the original, but the 6-button layout always interests me, as I'm a big fan of arcades. Now it does say MAME, but I remember on the other unit, the MAME, even the MAME was despicable. The emulation was incredibly poor. So we'll have to see whether they've done a little bit of an upgrade inside to see if emulation is actually worth it. So let's open the box. Okay, so it comes with a nice spongy foam protector, which is quite nice. Okay, so the unit looks a little bit bigger than what I expected, actually. Okay, so we have some holders in place, sponge styrofoam style. It does come with a cable and a toilet sheet, as Mr. Wicked would say. Okay, so let's have a little look at the unit. Okay, so straight away I can see that there is a problem with the glue on the screen. I don't know if you can see that in the corner. Look at that, I can take it off. Oh no, I've just pushed it down. Okay, so that's not good. If I twist the unit itself, you can see that the screen itself is rising. Yeah, that's what you pay for your, that's what you get for your money. Oh, bang for your buck. Okay, don't like these screen protectors, so let's get that off straight away. Okay, so it is a lot bigger and a lot flatter than the last one. It's like an elephant's ass has just sat on it and made it a little bit wider. It will have one of those Nokia batteries. We have an on and off switch. At the bottom, we do have a very old style charging earphone jack and also TF card slot. So you can add games, so we'll probably do another video adding games to it if it is worth it and it warrants it. But I kind of like the style. It is cheap plastic. It feels a lot heavier than what the first one was, but I don't know whether that's because they've toughened up the plastic. The plastic is quite durable really, but the problem is if you bend from one corner to the other, the screen thing popped up. I've just pressed it down now, so it's probably just a glue and adhesive, but we have had heat wave here in the UK, so it might have just come undone, who knows. If I just give it a little wiggle with my finger. So one thing that I didn't like was the controls on it last time. They were awful, but we do have a regular switch analog stick, so hopefully the performance itself, it doesn't click. Not that I expected it would. But then we have a home button, select, start and volume. The buttons themselves feel really, really nice, so I was a bit apprehensive about them, but they feel really good in all fairness. So hopefully they're nice and snappy and responsive, because the emulation is 20 million times better. So let's turn it on. Yeah, I don't know if you can see, guys, but there really is. Okay, all right, that screen seems okay. The viewing angles aren't very good, but when it's directly held in front of you, it's actually not too bad. Now, to me, the brightness is too high, so we're going to have to dim that down. It did just recognise the TF card slot, so you'll have to excuse me because this is the first time using it. We have our preloaded ROMs in little sections there. Oh yeah, okay, so there is like a yellow thing. So let's go into options and turn the brightness down straight away. So if we go into options, we have our old school, really shoddy. So we've got power saving display, backlight off. Okay, so it looks like we can take it down. Let's go down another one. Okay, so that should help with the viewing. But I say the actual screen itself isn't bad when you hold it to directly with your eye level. Not very often you're playing games like this anyway, so up and down seems to be okay. It's just left and right that we do have a little bit of a washout. So we've got display, power, saving settings, language, advanced. Let's see how advanced they are. Information, ketone, we're turning that off, because that is annoying. There we go. Set username, restart to defaults. Not really advanced, are they? Okay, so let's check out some emulation. I do believe it's going to be under games, so let's hit A. Let's see what happens. Oh, okay. So, as you can see from the screen, we have Super Famicom, Mega Drive, NES, MAME, Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color. So what I'll do is I'll go through each system and play a selected few games from each of them, give my thoughts and obviously just see how it handles and how the emulation performs. Now, I picked this up for, I think it was like £17, but then with shipping costs and all that palaver, it was about £21. So ideally, I don't think this would be for a die-hard retro fan. Look at the bleed in there with the, but hey, I suppose it makes it look futuristic with the neon blue effect. So we'll go down in order, so it'll be Super Famicom, Mega Drive, NES, MAME, Game Boy and Game Boy Color. So I think we just hit A, and then we can scroll down to the games. There's no lag actually in the choosing of the ROMs though, so I suppose that's good. So let's check out some games. Let's go with Clay Fighters 2. Oh, there we go. Do we have sound? Yes, we do. So we do have some. Do you know what? I think that's actually running full speed. The sound is tinny, but it's clear. Let's go with our Rambo Rabbit. God, that's actually not running that bad. It does look like there's some internal frame skip going on, so let's go with, set the volume down, let's go with some options here. What do we have? Let's go to settings. Let's go with, there's not many options. Let's go with some screen size. So we've got full screen, original size, and scale. I think scale will put it in like a 4:3 aspect ratio, I think. Maybe that will help run it better. Let's go back. B, return to game. Yep, so that puts it into the original size. So that's not too bad. I haven't got a clue what buttons I'm pressing or any moves, unfortunately. But it played well, and it seemed to be quite responsive on the controls. So let's check out a couple more. Let's go with some Contra. Let's go with F-Zero. We know that can be quite a difficult one with cheaper handheld devices. So we'll check this one out as a last game for Super Famicom. So I think that if you had children that you want to get into retro gaming, you're not really going to worry about this being broken or thrown or dropped or damaged. Not the best, but it's playable as he crashes. It's definitely not running at full speed. But it plays fine. Really gone off the edge. I've seen worse. Okay, let's move on to another system. But I think there's going to be so many games that you could play on there actually that will be actually fine. Okay, so B to go back. Let's go to Mega Drive. Oh, here we go. Adventure Mickey Mouse, absolute classic. But yeah, the screen isn't that bad at all. Obviously, you get washouts going left and right, but when it's bang on, the screen isn't too bad. And for the price, definitely an upgrade over the original, guys. And for the price point, this might be a little hidden gem, even just for like a Mega Drive handheld, cheap. You just want to pay 20 quid. You're not really going to complain if it plays all the Mega Drive games in the palm of your hand and you can't afford to buy a Steam Deck or something. Buy one of these, 20 quid. That is playing fine, you know. Just let me zoom out so you can see my hands. There. But the controls are really responsive. The screen's never smooth when you go on the ropes anyway, or the tight rope, should I say. But no issues with this game. Yeah, pressing it in for the longer jump actually works quite well. Let's go with some golden axe. I knew I'd hit the magic button straight away. There we go. No, again, playing perfectly fine. Looks great, sounds okay. Emulation seems to be really nice on this one. Let's try the double run jump. There we go. Not today. Let's unleash a wrath of destruction on these guys, and then we'll move on to another game. Yeah, it seems to be an A-OK for Mega Drive. Come on, let's do this. Let's go with some Sonic the Hedgehog. I hope it's coming across. It actually looks really nice, and it seems to be playing fine as well. We might have just found a little hidden gem. The build quality is shocking. I will have to tell you that, guys. Oh, I've seen a little bit of screen tear in there. But still, it's not that bad. A million times better than what I expected. Yeah, I think if you're a big fan of Mega Drive games and you want something cheap and nasty, but also able to play some really good games on the cheap, this is the one. As I say, if you have kids that you want to get into emulation, and this would definitely not be a bad shout. Gotta go with some Maga. I shouldn't see NES being a problem on here as well. No, it's a little bugger. Yes, it would be better to have a D-pad for NES games, but still, I don't know if you can see, but it is very responsive. Dead. Okay, so no problems with NES. Let's go with... This is bound to be Final Fight. If it isn't, I'll eat my hat. So, as you can see, not bad at all. So very responsive, plays really well. I don't see any problem with the emulation side. I say there is a bit of screen tearing, but not to a level where it's unplayable. Seems to be smooth. I say it's really responsive. I say you can add games to this as well, guys, so you can put your ROM library on there. If you want to see another video on this, then please let me know in the comments, guys, and I will definitely do that. I can add certain games and you can test them, or let me know and I'll test them on here, not a problem. We're getting all the moves out. Nice. Not bad. Let's try. Okay, this is the big ultimate test. Oh, we got the fireball out there. And the second one. And the third one. Oh, can we? Oh, sugar. Struggling to get a... So we can get the basic moves out. Just. Right, let's go for a... Let's go for the Owl Dragon Punch. Oh. So getting the moves out, guys, it's Not too bad. Such a classic, this game, by the way. We might just have ourselves a little hidden gem, guys. Okay, I think the big test for this will actually be with Game Boy Advance for me. I think that there's more taxing games on here than any other system that's listed. So let's go with... these look like files. So if we click into Dragon Ball... okay. So it gives you the different games of the Dragon Ball. Let's just test that out. Let's go to Final Fantasy. Yep, as you can see, 1, 2, 5, Tactics. Okay, what about Golden Sun? Yep, there we go, Golden Sun 1 and 2. Okay, same with Harvest Moon. Yep, Kirby. Yep, 2 games on there. So they've put them into, let's go to Mario, as you can see. So they've put all the Marios in one file. That's pretty decent, actually. So it fits the full screen. I don't know if you can see that, but that looks really nice. Okay, let's get my buttons in order. That's playing smooth, guys. Oh wow, we might just have a little Game Boy Advance hidden gem here. Very playable. Not much lag. Okay guys, I'm going to leave it there, but look, this is cheap as hell, and the plastic is really durable. Like, don't get me wrong, this lower part here is fine. Buttons feel lovely. The Switch analog stick acts like a Switch analog stick. The response in the actual emulation was really, really good. Sadly, the only thing that I can say that is super cheap was this screen, but it has been really hot here in the UK. So with it traveling in the package, once I'd stuck it down with my finger, as you can see, I'm now not having an issue with it. So I think it was just more a case of the glue coming away, really, maybe, with the heat. But I think for the price point, I think we got a little hidden gem here. Mega Drive worked flawlessly. There is screen tearing, so, you know, you've got to face with that, but it's very minimal. You only notice it every now and again. But the actual emulation was smooth. I think Super Famicom, you are going to struggle with some of the games. That's a fact. But the arcade games that I played on there were fine. Mega Drive really surprised me. Game Boy Advance was really good as well. For my first impressions, I think this is an absolute bargain for the price of what you get. Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's for the hardcore gamer. I would just say this is for like children, or if you want to get into emulation and you just want to see what it's like, and you want to just play your old retro games like Mega Drive, or you like Game Boy Advance and you just want to play those games. This wouldn't be a shout. The sound is tinny, it's not the best, but it will get you by. But I think for the price point, compared to like what the performance was, this is a massive upgrade on the previous version. But I'd love to know what you think, guys. I will leave a link in the description if you wish to purchase one yourself. If you want to see more crazy, cheap, super cheap handhelds, you might get a, you might get a good bargain, then please consider joining the Sonic Emulation family and hitting the subscribe button and the like button, because it helps the channel out a lot. And as always, guys, take care.